Well, this is Bob Yoho again. I'll welcome you back to my YouTube channel. It's been a crazy past week. I've been we've been all over the place. I think I might have mentioned I wrecked my work car, and I don't have a lot of time left at work, but the car I drove that was just essentially a car I drove to work. I come home one morning and Mr. Whitetail deer decided he was going to run out in front of me, and I sent him to his happy hunting grounds with the car, and I thought they were going to fix it. The insurance company decided they weren't, and after we had the car at the dealership, or at the place to repair it, and then they told me they wasn't. And the rental car that we had dealt for, then we find out that, well, once they notify us they're going to total it, then we got 3 days to get it back. Although they were halfway nice enough to let us keep it through the weekend, being that it was a holiday weekend. So it's been a crazy week, and my wife and I went today to pretty well sign papers on another work car to get me through till hopefully get me through till retirement, which isn't all that great far in the future. And as I've stated before on here, I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I may have said a lot about it. I'm tired of working, boys. It's just that simple. But along with it, I've also been excuse me a minute. I've also been talking about West Virginia sports a little bit. And I know a lot of you here don't give a hoot about West Virginia sports, but the guy you're listening to cares a lot about it. West Virginia football and basketball have been part of my life since I was real little. Probably going back in the neighborhood of probably as early as maybe 1967. No, it wasn't 1867. I know some of you guys are saying that. I look like I've been around that long, but not quite that long. But anyway, I see where West Virginia today is, as it appears that they've hired a guy from North Texas named Ren Baker to be our athletic director, which means that we may be stuck with Neil Brown for another season. Now, I've made no secret of the fact that I wish he'd fire Neil Brown. But now it looks like we may be stuck with Neil Brown for another season, which may not, bad as I hate to say it, and honestly, it makes me throw up a little in my mouth hearing myself say it. Maybe the best thing for West Virginia football may be the fact keeping him another year, as much as it gags me to even think about. But because I think the man ought to go. But however, I think we waited so late, and West Virginia University athletic officials will forever be known, and not just athletics, but apparently the leadership at WVU will forever be known as a gang that can't shoot straight. And we sat there and listened to Neil Brown for 4 years sit there and tell us hashtag trust to climb. Well, hashtag now should be no more excuses. I mean, if we give him another year, you better do something, son, or I think you should be looking for, residence elsewhere. And frankly, you've wore out your welcome with this guy. But anyway, I don't want to spend all this time on West Virginia sports because there's also some other news. I just got a book cover, and looks like my third book, third book of the 9 that Speaking Volumes is republishing is fixing to come out on the market. And so this old Western writer's getting back in the Western market a lot more. As I told you before, I went almost an entire year as a Western author with no Westerns on the market. And that's not a condition I really want to have very much. And so, fortunately, that's getting resolved. I am going to push Speaking Volumes, try to talk to them about trying to get busy and put out that manuscript Better Water that I wrote. And so there's a new book out there for my readers who've been extremely patient with me, probably much more patient with me than I am about anything else. And patience has never really been one of my virtues. In fact, as you can talk to my wife about that, and she can probably confirm it. And right now, I don't have a lot of time left at work, and I'm not real patient about it. And I may have some virtues way on down somewhere, but patience probably hadn't been one of the better ones. And so, which takes us back to West Virginia sports again. I'm not real patient, and I think our coach should be looking for gainful employment elsewhere. Not that I wish anything bad on him. I just wish him to maybe be working in the same place I am, with the same bosses, the same hours, and the same pay. And not that I wish anything bad on anyone. I also wish that for everybody in pro sports that wants to take a knee and grumble about how they're being mistreated with their multi-million-dollar salaries, which I don't begrudge them for having. I just don't think you should be sitting around telling me how bad you have it when I'm not quite making that every year. And so there may be messengers for that point of view. Unfortunately, if you're on a pro football team or pro baseball team or any kind or pro basketball, you really are not the messenger for talking about being downtrodden in this society. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. You ain't the guy to say that. You just aren't. But anyway, I have these rants occasionally where I get off on these rants and I just do. And so I try not to get too far away from everything. But anyway, that's what's been going on with me. I thought I'd need to get you a video. I've done a couple shorts with. I was out in the hunting shed. I'm not hunting today because we had to go to the car dealer and take care of signing some paperwork to get me another replacement work car for the deer damaged Honda CRV that I had. And so we had to take care of that. And then I actually had to have to work tonight. And now I had yesterday night off and tomorrow night off, but I had to work tonight. It's a long story, trust me. It's just a long story. Shift workers are a weird bunch, and it makes your life kind of weird, and a lot of the decisions you make seem weird. But in a shift worker's world, which many of you don't know about, life is weird, and your friends don't understand it. Most of your family don't understand it. The poor spouses of shift workers fully understand it. They don't always like it, and my wife doesn't, gets to like it even worse, and I gotta say I am too. But about 40 years in chemical plants is about enough, and shift work, it's about to come to an end, not too far in the distant future, and you'll probably hear about when it happens. You will see me smiling when it does. And anyway, I thank you for stopping in. I thank you for stopping and putting up with my rants. And I do care about West Virginia sports, so I'm going to occasionally talk about it because it's a source of concern to me, and it's one of the things I'm interested in that kind of occupies my life when I'm not writing, and I kind of lost it a little bit. Frankly, when my dad passed away, my dad and I were Mountaineer fans. We're also Cincinnati Reds fans, and so I'll tell you about that one of these days a little bit more, but I kind of lost my love for sports when my dad was killed, and I've just recently regained it back, and those kind of things happen. Not asking for sympathy. It is what it is, and I've accepted it. Lord knows what he's doing. I figure he knows what he's doing. I trust him, and but anyway, I thank you for stopping in. I'll talk to you again next week. Thank you for putting up with me. Please, if you would, please hit like and subscribe, and come back and again see me again. I thank you very much. Bye now.